Binging at night. So, in order for you to stop binging at night, you have to start eating in the morning and eating throughout the day. You have to eat to your mental and physical hunger. And this isn't going to be an instant fix. You're not going to, wake up, eat breakfast, snack lunch, snack dinner, and not be binging at night. So don't think that it's like an easy quick fix solution and you wake up and you do all the things one day and then you're still binging at night and there's an issue. There's not. That's normal. Your body is still thinking that you're going to go into restriction again. So it takes consistency, right? Everything with eating disorder recovery takes consistency. Your body has to learn to trust you again because you've been operating from the eating disorder standpoint for however long. So the eating disorder has been running the show. And when you start to eat again, obviously it's completely normal to gain weight and it's healthy. It's healthy to gain weight. Now, a lot of people, that's the number one fear, right? Weight gain. Well, once you have reached the point to where your body and your mind is just like, oh, okay, I don't need to hold on to this weight gain anymore. Things are going to even out. But weight gain during recovery is completely normal. I am pretty sure it happens to literally everyone. Happened to me, but then you will honestly be amazed at what your body is able to do when you give it proper nourishment, and it wants to be at a state of homeostasis is what I'm trying to say. So yes, there is a period of weight gain, push through it. It's completely normal because you've been restricting, right? So your body is like, I don't know when she's going to feed me again, so I have to hold on to this. Makes perfect sense. Literally, it's trying to store what it thinks you're going to be taking away from it. And that's where a lot of people get stuck, right? You start to have weight gain and then the eating disorder is like, you're always going to be with me and this is horrible and blah, blah, blah. And this is why I say create a relationship with yourself while you're going through eating disorder recovery if you don't already have a strong one, because you're going to have to really, really, really hone in on yourself and continue to remind yourself that, hey, this is completely normal. It's totally fine. The eating disorder's mad right now. The eating disorder's number one fear is weight gain. This is the eating disorder's fear, not mine. I know that in the end, everything is going to be okay with my body, and I'm just going to keep on doing recovery because I am sick of being controlled by an eating disorder. That's the outlook that I want you to have. That's like the type of mantras that I want you to tell yourself and the things that I want you to remind yourself on a daily basis. Because again, it is hard, but again, you can do hard things. And with the restriction during the day, okay, so you've been restricting during the day, right? Example. Well, you're going to binge at night. You've been restricting for so long. And it's kind of the same thing with putting labels on eating disorders like, oh, anorexia, oh, bulimia, oh, okay, well, cool. It's all a mental disorder. It's all an eating disorder. And I can promise you, if you restrict and have anorexia for so long, your body is eventually going to be like, I need. And it's going to take, right? You're going to, well, at least in my case, I started binging, right? And then with bulimia, you purge. So, and purging isn't just, vomiting. Purging can also be you're abusing like stool softeners, laxatives, that kind of stuff. You're exercising you're exercising, and an eating disorder, unhealthy mindset is not good whatsoever, but purging in the form of extreme exercise, right? Like you are doing something to compensate for the binging that you're doing. So that's just, another form of basically restriction. It's all eating disorder related. So in order for you to stop binging at night, you have to start eating during the day. And again, not a quick fix. I used to do this. I used to restrict all day, binge at night, then I'd go to sleep, and then I'd wake up about literally an hour on the dot later and I would binge again. And then I would go back to sleep, and then I'd wake up the next morning and I would restrict and exercise and do all of the things. And then the cycle would just repeat itself. And, we used to joke in my family, like, oh, I'm a little fridge troll at night. And my aunt just reminded me of this, of, the weird stuff that I used to do when I had an eating disorder. And yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. The amount of calories and food that I could take in at any given time in the evening was unreal. I mean, like I'm talking like 2,000 probably minimum. And then again, I would go to sleep, wake up an hour later, binge some more, go back to sleep, wake up, restrict all day, and the cycle would just repeat itself. And I did that for years, literally years. And yeah, the way that I got out of that was I started eating. I started eating breakfast. I started eating lunch. I started having snacks. I started having dinner. And eventually my body was like, oh, we don't need to like wake up an hour after we go to bed and binge even more and make sure that we're getting enough nutrition. So anyways, eat breakfast. It is amazing what it can do for your body and your mind and your ability to focus and really just set you up for success in your eating disorder recovery. So it's something that you need to consistently do every single day as part of your recovery. And yeah, just, you can do hard things. Remember that every single day.